It's time now to discuss many of the options that are available to you in Microsoft PowerPoint 2007 that will allow you to create a comfortable working environment that suits you. Now, I don't know about you, but the first time I used an application in the Microsoft Office Suite 2007, I had the hardest time finding how to open up a file, how to close a file or save as. And that's because the menu system that I was used to was gone. There's no more file menu, for example. So I went through the tabs, and do you think I could find a tab that showed me how to open a document or open a presentation? Then I learned about the Office button up here and how everything was located there, and it just seemed like there was way too many clicks for me to do a quick print, for example. So what we're going to start with in this lesson is changing some of the popular options that are available to you in this application. Now I'm going to open up a presentation so we can test these out. So let's go to the Office button. We'll go down to Open. This time we're going to navigate to the Lesson 11 folder of your exercise files. And there's one presentation in there, Eat Cake 11. Give that a click and open it up. Okay, so now we have a presentation on our screen that we can test some of these options out on. And we get to those options by going back to the Office button and coming down to the bottom and clicking PowerPoint Options. Alright, by default, Popular is selected, and that's what we're going to look at right now. For example, you'll see that the mini toolbar does show up because it's checked off here as we select text. So let's try that out. Click Cancel. We'll come in here to our presentation, and I'm just going to highlight this subtitle here. And you can see there's my mini toolbar. It shows up, giving me many of the tools I might need when I need them. Okay, I'll deselect by clicking outside there, and we'll go back to the Office button and down to PowerPoint Options, still looking at the popular options. We also know that Live Preview is selected because every time we go to select something from one of those drop-downs, we see a live preview on our slide. Let's test that out. I'm going to click Cancel, and I'm going to click on this text box. I'm going to click right on the border, and we'll go up to Quick Styles here. And as we hover over the quick styles, you can see we get a live preview of what we are about to select without actually selecting it. So live preview is an option that I kind of like. It uses up a little more memory, but I've got the memory, so I like to leave that one on. We'll go to the Office button and back down to PowerPoint Options. Now what we don't do is show the Developer tab in the ribbon. Now if you are a developer and you want access to the toolkit, then you can click this checkbox here, and on the ribbon you'll have a special tab for developers. So if we select that, and before we click OK, look at some of the other things. The color scheme is blue, screen tip style. You're going to see it shows feature descriptions and screen tips. And then we've got our username and our initials that could be used, for example, in a digital signature or the presentation properties. We can even select the language settings of our choice. But when I click OK here, you're going to see there's a new Developer tab up here just for developers. If you're not into developing and creating macros and using Visual Basic and so on, you don't need that tab. So you would go back to your Office button, come back down to PowerPoint Options, make sure that Popular is selected, and we'll come down here and deselect the Developer tab in the ribbon. We'll click OK, and when we come back, the Developer tab is gone. So that's some of the more popular options. Next, we're going to look at modifying this little guy up here called the Quick Access Toolbar to give you more buttons for the most frequently used commands that you like to use.